Hello, my name is Kimberly Olson. I'm the Wellness Director at Body Business Fitness Club, and I want to welcome you to week 2. Now, getting through week 1, in my experience, can be hard for some people, so you did it. Congratulations. Super amazing. You should be proud of yourselves. And now that you've done it, you're probably starting to get some routines down. You're starting to feel better about the food you're putting in your body. You're just probably having more energy and just overall feeling better. So congratulations, that's awesome. Now let's get into week 2. So with week 2 meal plan, you should see new recipes, new ideas in there, and there's great material to read with each week. So look through that. And you can also access the cookbook, so make sure you're doing that as well. There are gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan options in every single recipe and meal for you as well. So keep that in mind. So let's talk about meal prep. Now that we're into week 2 and you're starting to make some changes, I want to teach you guys the strategies that I use with my clients to not only help them feel more focused and confident and organized and have a plan, right? But to be able to keep this going for life. This is just something my family does every single week. And so once you get it down, it becomes routine and part of your life. It's sort of like washing your laundry and things that you do every single week. We want meal planning to be something you're consciously thinking about and implementing into your lifestyle. So with meal planning, what I like to do, what's called Sunday Fun Day. Now you don't have to do it on Sundays, and you might not think it's that fun like I do, but this is obviously my life, and I absolutely love putting good food into my body. So hopefully you'll catch some of my energy on that. So it doesn't have to be Sunday, but I want you to pick a time when you're gonna be able to work this into your schedule without being rushed or anything like that. So what I do is I sit down and I take a calendar, it's actually over there, and I write out what our meals are gonna be for the week. So I get a piece of paper for my grocery list, and I sit down with a couple of cookbooks, and you can use the ones that we've given you here in this program. And I sit down and I figure out what the meal plan is gonna be. Now, the most important meal of the day is dinner. Now, if you're like most people, Monday morning comes and you rush off to work, you get home from a long day and you realize, oh no, we didn't thaw any meat or anything out of the freezer. You know, nothing is prepped. We don't even have, any vegetables in the fridge. And before you know it, you're scrambling, eating something like a frozen meal or eating out, right? And that's not a great way to start your week. So to change that, what I'm gonna recommend that you do is plan out your dinners. Breakfast and lunch, you can do leftovers and some of those easier meals, but dinner can be a little bit more complex. Also, a lot of times your whole family is involved, so we want to make sure everybody's taken care of. So what I like to do is I like to plan out dinners. Now, you don't have to do every night. Even if you did 3 or 4 nights, you're gonna feel such a difference with being confident and successful. So for your meals, what I want you guys to do is do a protein, a carb, and a fat. Now, with that, and I'll show you how to lay this out, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're going to have your plate, and half of your plate is gonna be vegetables. That's your carbs. Now, when people think of carbs, they think of bread. Now, we're gonna have different kinds of carbs, okay? So we're gonna have half our plate is gonna be our carbs that are going to be our super nutrient dense carbs, which is your vegetables. So this could be a salad. You could have a Greek salad on the side. Or now you could go out on the grill and grill some summer vegetables if it's summertime. If it's wintertime, maybe you do like a vegetable stew. Anything with the vegetables in it is going to be your vegetable. The other half, so that's half your plate. The other half of your plate is going to be your protein and your starchy carbs. So we'll want to make sure we're incorporating some good healthy fats, and we'll be talking about that in another video. So on your plate, you have half of your veggies, then the other half is going to be a mix of your protein and your starchy carbs. Sometimes people avoid carbs like the plague when they think of eating healthy or dieting. Again, you guys, I want you to really get away from that, because I even have clients now that come to me coming off of keto or paleo or intermittent fasting, and they've gained all the weight back because they stopped doing it. So I love that there's things out there that people can follow, but I really want to teach you just make better options. Try to fill up that plate with 80% really nutritious food, and don't worry about the other 20%, okay? So don't get hung up on it. So on your plate, this is the goal. Half is vegetables, half is your protein, and the other half is your starchy carb. If you exercise and are active, or you have a very intense day job, or you have young children at home, you're burning a lot of calories even by your brain. Believe it or not, your brain uses about 1/3 of your calories a day. It loves glucose, and glucose comes from your starchy carbs. So I want you to think of gluten-free grains such as quinoa, different rices except for white rices, sweet potato, red potatoes. Potatoes are fine as long as they're with something else and not by themselves. So that's gonna be your starchy carb. Does that make sense? So that is what our plate looks like. That is the goal. So on your planner, you're gonna write down what is your protein, what is your vegetable, what is your starch. Do that for 3 or 4 meals, and you're gonna take your grocery list and you're gonna write it down. You're gonna look in your freezer, oh, we already have chicken, I don't need that, and so on. So you're gonna build out your grocery list. You're gonna add to your grocery list anything else you need for breakfast and lunch and snacks. Fill that list up, go to the grocery store. Now, do not go on an empty stomach. Who's done that before? It is the worst when you're just starving, right? So go to the grocery store, get what you need, and then this is the last part of meal planning. You're gonna come home, you're gonna put everything away, and you're gonna think about the next day, and you're gonna think, what can I prep today for tomorrow? This is the golden rule that I follow no matter how busy I am, how crazy my day is. Every night before I go to bed, I make sure the next day is ready to go. So my smoothies are done, the meat is thawing in the fridge, vegetables are chopped up if possible. Anything that you can do, you guys, to prep for the next day is going to be the key to your success, okay? So that's the rule. Try not to go to bed without knowing what you're doing for the next day. That is meal planning in a nutshell. It's not overcomplicated. You guys can all do it, and I want you guys to start that right away. So a couple of reminders: make sure you're logging your food on MyFitnessPal, and make sure you're scanning in every time you go to work out at the club. Great job on week 2, and I'll see you in the next video.